Greetings viewers, welcome back to Kenny Chan's channel aka 讲车仔. Now in today's video, it's a brand new item just released. I just got it yesterday. I was so lucky to actually got it yesterday because I was waiting for this car ever since the prototype picture release. And today's topic is this. Okay, so this is the Hot Wheels car culture modern classics 4, I believe, modern classics 4 98 Toyota Altezza. So this is basically a brand new casting, and this is the one with the same set as you can see on the card here. You can see the Spoon Civic, the Spoon Motorsport Civic, and our topic today, the Altezza, and the Fiat 131 above, which is a new casting, the Corrado VR6, also a new casting, and the Master MX-5, which is a brand new color. So without further ado, since I already take the car out of the package, let's get to the car. Now let me just adjust the angle here for you to see closely. So this is the 1998 Toyota Altezza, with what the US viewers possibly know this as a Lexus IS, but since this is a right-hand drive model, so this is the Toyota Altezza. So what you see here, this is basically the first gen IS, and this is a very unique car to ever exist in Toyota's lineup, because at the same time when the Toyota Altezza was launched, you can get basically a bunch of four-door sedans like this in the Toyota's lineup with similar drivetrain layout and possibly even the same size, with some styling differences, maybe size differences or trim differences. It's basically a mismatch of a bunch of four-door sedans from Toyota. So at the same time when the Altezza was launched, you can buy maybe the Chaser, the Mark II, the Cresta, the Aristo, and later on after the Altezza, you can get the Mark X and possibly maybe the Crown or something like that. But there's a lot of Toyota's four-door sedans which is very similar in terms of the size and the setting of the car, which is very similar to the Altezza. And what makes the Altezza so special is that after all these years, from 98 until now, that's like what, 25 years, and for 25 years this car still looks great. Like, if you look at the front end, just look how handsome this car looks. Like, I have no idea why and how the Toyota actually managed to make a car looks this handsome. And well, without further ado, I'm gonna just give you some very simple technical details about the Toyota Altezza. So this car in real life, you can actually buy it in like a manual transmission or the automatic transmission, and you can have a couple of engine choices. You can have 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, and the famous 2JZ with no turbo. In the Altezza, it's the non-turbocharged version. So this car has a couple of unique design features in the real car. You can take a look that makes it how can I say, a smart looking car. So if you step into the interior of the real car, if you look at the speedometer design, the speedometer design is actually looking like a Seiko watch. It's like a very fancy type of luxury watch. That's because the speedometer design, they didn't ask for some advice from the luxury watchmakers to make it looks like a luxury watch, basically like a watch face. So speaking of the casting itself, I mean, this casting is a really good, really well done casting, albeit with some questionable choices that I'm going to get into later on. But first off, let's look at the design of the casting right here. So as you can see, since it's a premium car, it's a metal body, metal base, rubber tires, and you get the full details in the front and the back as well. We'll go into the back in a minute. So in the front, it features the headlight details, the fog lights, and the Altezza logo on the license plate right here, and the special unique Altezza logo on the front grille, which I can't see, but it's actually really cool to see a full detail Altezza, and it's not like a modified Altezza where the grille is just gone and it's just some honeycomb mesh or something like that. So kudos to Hot Wheels to actually even try to put the details in for the front end as well. And taking a look at the sides, the casting is very well proportioned. There's no like bigger wheels at the back, there's no like slightly off proportions and anything. And the first questionable choices that I'm going to mention is that for some reason on the casting itself there's no door handles. As you can see, not just the front doesn't have a door handle, the rear doesn't have a door handle. Now you might think, wait a second, isn't that it's just how it looks? Well, no, actually, because let me just move the car to the side and then let me show you the picture back again. You can see in the picture right there, there's door handles, yet for some reason on the car itself there's no door handles. So I don't know what Hot Wheels is trying to go for. Maybe they are trying to go for that early 2000s clean shaved look that a lot of the cars back then in the SEMA show they went for that shaved door handles look. So maybe that's what they were going for, but I mean, it's okay. The casting itself looks great, but it would be better if they add the door handles back, in my opinion. So take a look at the back here. Now the back is where it surprises me the most. Like, just look at the printing, it's so awesome. They nailed the signature Altezza taillights, or should I say the Lexus IS taillights. And the Altezza taillights itself is actually a story, because back then when this car was launched, nobody was doing the taillight styling like this, where it's like a clear lens with some red on the taillight itself. So this car is basically started a trend. Afterwards, there's a lot of aftermarket likes for a whole bunch of cars features the taillight design similar to this one, like a clear lens with some red bits in the taillight cluster itself. And the way that Hot Wheels somehow nailed the printing of the taillights is just saying something else. Just look how awesome it looks. It looks exactly like a real car. But another thing that I'm kinda asking for, another questionable choice in terms of the casting, is that this casting itself doesn't feature that little lip spoiler that most Altezzas in the sporty trim get. Because if you look at this is basically the Altezza in a sporty trim, right? With the front skirt, side skirt, and rear skirt, but there's no lip spoiler for some reason. I mean, it's a minor detail. I don't really mind it that much, but it would be better to see a lip spoiler and the door handles at the back. But that's just my opinion. I mean, other than that, it's a really good casting, really well done. And this is the normal version, by the way, because this particular Altezza, you can have it in that full black form, and that is your chase car for this particular mix for the Car Culture series, the Modern Classics 4. And here's the base, 98 Toyota Altezza, made in Thailand. And so this is basically the Toyota Altezza, a very beautiful car, a very well designed car. And let's just talk about the companion pieces now, shall we? Because I'm going to be honest here. Sadly, this car doesn't really have a lot of companion pieces, the ones that I have at least, because the ones that you can actually pair with the Toyota Altezza is the Toyota Chaser, but that's in the Elite 64 line, and that one is super expensive over here in Malaysia, so there's no way I'm going to get that. And so instead of that, I have a couple of different choices in terms of companion pieces. And first one is this. So this is the Mercedes-Benz 500e, and as you can see, this one is definitely not stock anymore. I've modified this, and this is completely stock. The Altezza is completely stock. What you see here is what you get, but this is not. So the 500e here, the one that I have is in the basic trim, the basic version, and what I did is just put on some custom wheels and find the most perfect printing one you can find, and yeah. So the reason why I picked the 500e as the companion pieces for the Toyota Altezza is that because, well, both of them are from the 90s. One is an early 90s, the other one is late 90s, but both of them are from the 90s, and they are very popular with the Japanese audience. So this car back then is very popular with the Japanese audience, like a youngsters or maybe some successful businessman's car. And this is very famous for being like a Yakuza car in Japan. So that's why I pick it as like a companion pieces, because these two together just looks awesome now, didn't they? But there's more companion pieces to the Toyota Altezza. The other one that I think you can kind of say it's a companion piece is this one, the Nissan R33 in the silver with the Nismo trim. Now this particular one also not stock, with a custom wheel also, but you can see, if you put them side by side, they look pretty good together, because both are Japanese cars from the 90s, and both are in silver with silver wheels and everything else. So yeah, these two are actually really good together as well. So this particular R33 is from the Boulevard series, when the Boulevard restarted. It's the very first batch of Boulevard. I got it way back then, and now it's in a very ridiculous price. So this car is going to end up in my permanent collection, because I like my R33 as well, and I think these two goes well together as a companion piece. Just look at them. These two looks good together as well. And then the third one. Now, if you want to go with at least a Hot Wheels premium Toyota models, I don't have the Supra. I had to be honest. I don't have the Supra, but I do have another Toyota that is almost okay to put it alongside with the Altezza, and it's this. Now, some of you might think, what? Why would you put a 4Runner next to an Altezza? Now, here's the thing, because keep in mind, the Altezza is a very famous car also in the US, but not as an Altezza. It's a Lexus IS over there. And the 4Runner, it's a very famous car in the US, so I would not be surprised if you went into one US household and then you saw these two cars parked alongside each other. And yeah, that's why I put them alongside each other. It looks like a car it looks like the two cars that somehow we ended up in the garage together, like that, like that. So yeah, just look at them together. Plus, both of them are Toyotas, and both of them are family cars. Now, some of you guys might think, this doesn't really fit as a companion piece to this one, but as far as I can see, I don't think it's too bad. Personally, I think the best pairing is definitely the 500e with the Altezza because these two just suits each other so well. It's like a four-door sedan. Both of them are four-door sedan. Both of them are from the 90s, so that's why I think these two suits together so well. But other than that, yeah, that's it for this 1998 Toyota Altezza from Car Culture Modern Classics 4. And to be honest, my review of this casting, I would say out of 10, I'll give this casting a 9 out of 10 because the car itself, I really want it for a long time. I always wish that Hot Wheels did it ever since I was a kid, and now that they done it, I'm very glad they actually done it. But the missing door handles and the lip spoiler kind of drops the score a bit. But other than that, the car itself, the model itself, looks really good. The details, everything else is there, especially the tail light printing. The tail light printing is just so good. But yeah, other than that, I think this car is a very solid 9 out of 10. Now, would I recommend to buy this car? Sure. You can have it in your collection as a four-door sedan, and yeah. So this car, 9 out of 10, really good casting, definitely recommended. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. And goodbye.